From a bicycle boy to 5,000 crore. The real journey of Balaji Wafers. It was a hot afternoon in Rajkot. The market was so crowded that the sounds collided with each other and turned into an echo. Shops were packed, people were rushing around, and the shouts of children could be heard from afar. In the middle of this chaos, a thin young boy slowly gets off his old bicycle. Sweat glistens on his face because of the harsh sunlight, but there is also a small spark of hope in his eyes. He lifts the small packets of namkeen kept in the basket of his cycle and stops at the first shop. The shopkeeper looks at him from top to bottom and, with a dismissive glance, says, "Arey bhai, don't bring all this here. We already have big brin chips. Don't waste your time." The boy doesn't say anything. With a slight smile, he puts the packet back in the basket and moves on to the next shop. Maybe even he didn't realize at that moment that one day this very boy would be known as India's wafer king, and the same shopkeepers who once shooed him away would one day stand in line to keep his company's products first on their shelves. This is the story of Chandubhai Virani, a self-made Indian entrepreneur who shook an entire industry that huge foreign brats once believed they ruled, armed only with hard work, intelligence, and relentless passion. Born in 1957 in 𝐮𝐩𝐿, a small village in Gujarat, Chandubhai grew up surrounded by struggles. The village had no electricity, no proper roads, and no big opportunities. People depended on farming, and even that wasn't reliable every year. In 1972, when India faced one of the worst droughts in history, 𝐮𝐩𝐿 village wasn't spared either. The crops failed. No water, no grain, and no source of income. Out of helplessness, Chandubhai's father sold their ancestral land for just 20,000. A legacy built over generations turned into a crisis that very day. And those 20,000 rupees were divided among the three sons. Chandubhai received only 6,000 rupees. This was the beginning of the journey that would later transform the face of India's snack industry. At just 17 years old, Chandubhai moved to Rajkot with his two brothers. They had very little money in their pockets, but their determination was rock solid. They started a small fertilizer business. At that time, they thought life would finally improve. But life doesn't always offer a straight road. The supplier gave them fake products. Shopkeepers refused to take them back. Their entire investment collapsed. The three brothers were financially shattered. They didn't even have money to eat. But Chandubhai kept one thing burning inside him. "I will not go back to the village and accept defeat." After days of searching, he got a job at Astron Cinema for 90 a month. That amount may seem tiny today, but back then it was the first door of hope for him. He would paste posters, check tickets, clean the premises, and even stitched on seats himself. The owner of the cinema was so impressed by his work that he told Chandubhai to take charge of the canteen as well. Pay 1,000 rent every month, and the rest of the profit is yours. That was the moment that permanently changed the direction of Chandubhai's life. The canteen sold sandwiches and cold drinks, but one thing sold more than anything else: potato chips. In just 10 to 15 minutes of the interval, people bought so many chips that managing the counter became difficult. Chandubhai noticed that nearly 80% of the canteen's earnings came from chips alone. But local suppliers were so inconsistent that during the interval he often found his hands empty. Sometimes they brought less quantity, sometimes late delivery, and other times stale chips. This problem continued for 6 long years. And each time Chandubhai felt that if the supply arrived on time, he could easily double his earnings. In 1982, he made the decision that changed India's snack industry forever. He thought, if suppliers can't be trusted, then he would make the chips himself. He built a small shed in the courtyard of his house. He didn't have the money to buy a new machine, so he assembled one himself with just 5,000 worth of parts. During the day, he managed the canteen, and at night the whole family made chips together. From peeling potatoes to packing, everything was done by hand. There were many nights when their fingers developed blisters, but the fire inside him kept pushing him forward. Then came the moment when he chose the name of his brand, Balaji Wafers. He chose the name inspired by Lord Hanuman, hoping the beginning would be auspicious and the journey strong. In the beginning, he sold Balaji packets only in his cinema canteen. But soon, he started placing chips in small shops across Rajkot. He would take his bicycle and go shop to shop. Many shopkeepers would say, "Arey bhai, you came yesterday too. Your product doesn't sell. Move on." But Chandubhai would simply smile and return the next day again. Perhaps he already knew that consistency changes destiny. One major observation from him changed the entire game. At that time, Big Brother used to put less quantity and more air in their packets. Chandubhai started giving 25 to 30% more quantity in each packet. People instantly felt happy. Along with that, he crafted a flavor that perfectly suited the Gujarati palate: light, crisp, and balanced masala. Slowly, Balaji started spreading in school canteens, office cafeterias, and dozens of shops across the city. People began saying, "Yaar, it's local." But the taste is amazing, and this spread like wildfire. As demand grew, Chandubhai realized that he needed to set up a proper factory. He took a loan of 50 lakh and began setting up a semi-automatic plant. But destiny was ready to test him again. The company building the plant shut down midway. The machines were incomplete, the factory setup came to a halt, and the entire 50 lakh was at risk. Anyone else would have given up after such a blow. But Chandubhai and his brothers began opening the machines themselves. They studied every part, assembled everything with their own hands, fixed every issue, and eventually got the factory running. That day, their eyes didn't show happiness. They showed fire, the fire only an entrepreneur carries in his heart. In 1995, they set up their second factory. And by 2002, Balaji had become a fully automated plant. Now machines were producing chips non-stop, and Balaji dominated every corner of Gujarat. By 2006, Balaji captured nearly 90% of the wafer market in Gujarat. This was the time when giants like PepsiCo's Lay's and Kurkure realized for the first time, a local brand is defeating us. PepsiCo had crores worth of marketing budget, nationwide distribution, and global R&D. But Balaji had something far more powerful: a mastery over flavors that won hearts. The Gujarati taste, affordable pricing, and extra quantity created such a strong combination that Balaji became a household name. It wasn't just a product anymore. It had become an emotional trust. Slowly, Balaji expanded its product range. Chaat chaska, khakra, banana chips, ratlami sev, Punjabi tadka, nachos, velos. There was something special for every age group. Fun shapes for kids, spicy flavors for youth, and traditional namkeen for families. Every new flavor became a hit as soon as it entered the market. And then came the incident that shocked the business world. PepsiCo offered nearly 4,000 crore in 2023 to acquire Balaji. The industry was shaken. Such a huge offer was a dream deal for any local brand. But Chandubhai smiled and said, "Our company was not built to be sold. It is our identity." That one sentence made the entire country feel proud. Today, Balaji Wafers has a turnover of more than 5,000 crore. Its factories are counted among the most advanced plants in the world. Every day, millions of packets are produced, reach millions of shops, and are exported to 25 countries. And the most beautiful part, those packets also reach the very shopkeepers who once shooed Chandubhai away from their doors.
Something new. Do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.